There's a book that emerged in the 13th century, said to contain the entirety of human knowledge. It is believed to have been written by Satan himself and is considered the largest medieval manuscript in the world. Known as the Devil's Bible, the Codex Gigas not only astonishes with its size and content, but also harbors a chilling legend, one about a monk, an unforgivable sin, and a pact with the devil himself. The Codex Gigas is not just a book, it is a symbol, a testament to ambition, sin, and the intersection between faith and evil. It is perhaps the book that contains the most bizarre depiction of the devil ever known in human illustrations. One cannot help but wonder how a single person could have completed such a colossal book. In just one night, was Satan involved in its creation? Some even believe that the Codex Gigas is a cursed book, as it is said to bring misfortune to all who possess it. In today's video, we will explore every corner of the Codex Gigas, from its origin legend, the mysterious pages, the haunting illustration of Satan, to its wandering journey through empires. The Codex Gigas was written in the land of Bohemia, present-day Czech Republic. It is nearly 1 meter long, over 20 centimeters thick, and weighs more than 74 kilograms, roughly the weight of an adult human. Its pages were made from the skins of around 160 calfskins, an astonishing number, especially considering the manual craftsmanship of the medieval era. All of this was bound into a single volume, with a thick wooden cover wrapped in leather and edged with metal that has rusted over time. Inside, the Codex Gigas holds an astonishing treasure trove of knowledge, from the complete handwritten texts of the Bible, both the Old and New Testaments, to historical documents, medical treatises, astrology, exorcism rituals, and even a list of monasteries. All of it was written by hand, in the same script, using the same ink, and in a consistent style, leading researchers to believe it was created by a single person over a continuous period of time. One person have created such a colossal masterpiece, with hundreds of meticulously handwritten pages, without any noticeable decline in handwriting quality or change in ink throughout the entire process. This seems almost impossible, considering the physical and temporal limitations of a human being. That is also where the legend begins. After all, no one can truly understand how a lone monk could have created what is known as the largest handwritten book ever made. Even more striking, among the sacred pages of the Bible lies a full-page illustration of Satan himself, with icy eyes and a sinister smile. Why would such an image exist in a holy manuscript? Could it be that some dark force guided the hand of the writer? And indeed, the fate of the Codex Gigas, the Devil's Bible, is as unusual as its very nature. After its creation at the Podlazes Monastery in Bohemia, a small, humble, and impoverished monastery, it seems almost unbelievable that such a monumental work could have originated there. Some scholars believe this only strengthens the legend of a pact with the devil, as a place like Podlazes would have lacked the materials, tools, or manpower necessary to complete such a massive manuscript. Later, when the monastery was destroyed in the 15th century during the Hussite Wars, the Codex Gigas was transferred to Brumov Monastery for safekeeping, and from there, its wandering journey began. At the beginning of the 17th century, the Codex Gigas fell into the hands of the Holy Roman Empire under the reign of Rudolf II, a peculiar emperor with a deep fascination for astrology, alchemy, and the occult. Rudolf II kept the book as a treasured artifact in his castle in Prague. However, in 1648, at the end of the 30 Years' War, Swedish forces invaded Prague and looted the royal treasury. Among the spoils they took was none other than the Codex Gigas. Since then, the Codex Gigas has become part of the Swedish royal collection and has been kept at the National Library in Stockholm, where it remains preserved to this day. However, it has not always been at peace. During its years of wandering, the Codex Gigas is believed to have carried with it misfortunes. It is said that many places which once housed the book experienced strange phenomena, from unexplained fires to eerie noises in the dead of night. Some who worked near the Codex Gigas even claimed they felt as if they were being watched. And there are those who swear they dreamed of Satan himself stepping out of the illustration and whispering something into their ears. Strangest of all, the Codex Gigas survived a massive fire in Stockholm in 1697, when the Tre Kronor Palace was engulfed in flames. While many priceless books were reduced to ashes, the Codex Gigas was carried out just in time by firefighters. However, during the escape, they accidentally dropped the book from an upper floor, causing its cover to come loose and some page corners to be scorched. People say the flames seemed to avoid the book as if some unseen force was protecting it. Among the countless theories about the origin of the Codex Gigas, there is one tale that defies all logic, a chilling legend passed down through centuries among monks and theological scholars. The story is not written in any official text, yet it persists like a whispered curse in the ears of those who dare to uncover the truth behind this book. In a Benedictine monastery in Podlazes, a small town in Bohemia, there was a monk who committed a grave and unforgivable sin. His transgression was so severe that the entire monastery agreed to condemn him, not with swords or chains, but with a punishment far more painful. He was sealed inside a stone chamber, with no food, no water, left to starve to death. It was a form of excommunication and erasure from divine memory, a sentence that struck the soul more than the body. But the monk refused to accept his fate. He begged, prayed, and ultimately swore that he would handwrite the entire Bible in a single night to atone for his sin, an impossible promise. The other monks, thinking he was delirious and desperate, agreed, believing it would merely prolong his suffering before death. But by midnight, with the ink dry, his hands trembling, and his eyes burning in the darkness, the monk did something no one dared imagine. In his despair, he no longer prayed to God, but called upon the devil, and the devil came. A pact was made. In exchange for his soul, the monk was granted the strength, or the hand, to complete the massive book, and as proof of this dark agreement, he drew a full-page illustration of Satan, the Lord of Hell, right in the middle of the manuscript. No veils, no metaphors, a chilling declaration in the form of an image. To be honest, this is just a myth, and not a particularly convincing one. I'm fairly certain that no one actually made a legitimate pact with the devil to create this book. It is precisely the story of completing this massive book, hundreds of pages thick, in a single night, that has sparked such curiosity and mystery, prompting scientists and experts to investigate. They believe that the entire manuscript of the Codex Gigas was indeed written by a single person. However, when examining the collection of texts, which includes various contents, detailed illustrations, and intricate decorative borders, researchers estimate that the actual time required for one person to complete the book would have been around 25 to 30 years. Clearly, the author of this colossal book must have been under the influence of something beyond ordinary to be able to create such a masterpiece. Whether it was a force of light or darkness, that power has long vanished with time. The book is haunting not only because of its massive size or the legend of a pact with the devil, but also because of what is written and illustrated within its pages. Each page serves as a mirror reflecting the darkness of history, of faith, and of things our ancestors never dared to name. The Codex Gigas contains the entire Latin Bible, but that's not all. It also includes a range of other strange texts. The Chronica Bomorum, a chronicle of ancient Bohemian history, medical texts by Hippocrates, exorcism rituals, a list of monasteries, medicinal recipes, and medieval astrological charts. A strange fusion of holy scripture, science, medicine, and magic, as if the author, or the force behind it, intended to create a book that encompassed both the totality of human knowledge and the spiritual darkness lurking within. But the most terrifying, and also the most famous, is the full-page illustration of Satan, the king of hell, the tempter, the embodiment of the fall. Unlike typical depictions in Christian art, the Satan in Codex Gigas is portrayed as a wild creature, towering, grayish-green, with long curved horns, razor-sharp claws, and empty, emotionless eyes, standing in a cold, empty void. Even more intriguing, some pages have been torn out or faded, as if someone deliberately tried to hide something. Many scholars believe the book may contain hidden codes, cryptic symbols, or ancient rituals that have yet to be deciphered. Certain symbols are interwoven throughout the text, unclear whether they are theological signs or secret codes of esoteric societies. Those who have studied the Codex Gigas in depth often say that the deeper they delve into it, the more they feel as if they are being watched. The Codex Gigas is not just a religious artifact, it has become a cultural symbol, a living testament to the fusion of faith, art, and mystery in the Middle Ages. Today, the value of Codex Gigas is viewed from many angles. For scholars, it is an invaluable repository containing biblical texts, ancient medical knowledge, astrology, and records of Central European history. For historians, Codex Gigas stands as vivid evidence that medieval people did not only believe in divinity, but also in curses, demons, and eternal redemption. However, for those who believe in the spiritual realm, the Codex Gigas is a cursed monument. Many believe that the book's energy never truly fades, it merely lies dormant. Some have even prayed before the book, as if standing before an ancient deity. Others choose to keep their distance, believing that its pages contain things that were never meant to be read. Codex Gigas, the colossal book known as the Devil's Bible, clearly shows us one thing. This is not merely an ancient manuscript, but a symbol of the intertwining between light and darkness, between science and the supernatural. We do not know whether the curse or the mystical power of the Codex Gigas truly exists, but one thing is certain. It has left its mark in human history as one of the most inexplicable mysteries ever recorded on parchment. Each page holds a fragment of the medieval soul, and every story surrounding it feels like an incomplete piece of a strange and enigmatic puzzle. If you're someone who is fascinated by mystery stories that go beyond the boundaries of human understanding, then the Codex Gigas is a treasure trove, full of challenges. It not only sparks curiosity, but also invites deep reflection on the intersection between reality and the supernatural. It reminds us that in this world, there are things science has yet to explain, and there are stories that must continue to be told, not just to seek answers, but to better understand ourselves